Welcome everyone to the Cool Kids Ice and Water Micro Sprint Racing here at Ohsweken Speedway. Beginners heat race 1 on the racetrack. I'm McLean Conlon, and with me Jackson Jeffrey here tonight. Getting ready to kick off some beginner heat racing.
Here we go, and a little bit of a slow start here, but here's the starting lineup. Christopher Young, Braden Pettit, Georgia Hokert, Diesel Montour, Jolene Hokert, Cecil Burbridge, and Maverick Chichok. Here we go.
Leading the pack right now, that's Braden Pettit in the 9 machine. Christopher Young sitting in second, and looking to make a move for third, it's Burbridge.
Montour moving up into second there. Burbridge going around the outside. They'll both pass Christopher Young there as Pettit continues to hold on to the lead, and Montour will try to get closer and closer there to the 9 machine.
7 goes around the bottom of 2. That'll bring out the yellow flag. I believe he made contact with the 0-2 of Burbridge there. Sent him around on the bottom of 2.
Well, there he's going to get spun back around, and we're going to get right back to it there. A little bit of a jump start there. It was pretty fast, couldn't get off the lineup in time as they started off, but we got everything rolling here, so back for another Thursday night. Perfect night for racing, honestly. 20 degrees, track looks good. What do you think?
Weather is perfect. It's not too hot out either, which I like, and yeah, good night for racing here.
Yeah, about 24 degrees. Can't really say a lot about the track because it doesn't change week to week, but I mean, it looks as perfect as the track usually looks here on a Thursday night. You know, great groundskeeping crew here, so yeah, perfect night. And we're going to try and get everything figured out here with the beginners before we can fire them back off.
Pettit was leading the pack there, so we'll start at the beginning here. Burbridge gave a bit of a tap there to the back end of Montour, trying to get them all on a single file line right now.
Yeah, I mean, Burbridge and Montour there, perfect. Some great driving between those guys. Some of the most aggressive and really energetic drivers there. So it's going to be exciting to watch a single file restart here.
I believe we're going to go green this time by. Carter Long has the green flag in hand, but I could be wrong.
He's got the green flag in hand, trying to lead him there, but we got to get the rest of the pack lined up. Got to keep him, and the green flag is out, and Pettit will take him to the lead.
All still in the single file line right now. It's Pettit, Montour, and Burbridge right now. Burbridge looks to make move to the outside of the 14 machine.
All 3 of them pass lap traffic. Burbridge getting closer and closer to Montour there on the entrance to turn 1, as Montour is getting closer and closer to Pettit there going down the back straightaway.
Burbridge reeling in the 14 machine right now with 2 laps left to go for Pettit out in front.
Burbridge still can't seem to get on him. And the 14 of Diesel Montour continuing to hold that second place position as the 0-2 of Cecil Burbridge will continue to go around to try and take that second place. Doesn't get it, he has the white flags out for Brandon Pettit.
Burbridge working that outside line. Montour shuts the door. Pettit down the backstretch for the final time. And he'll come off before the checkered flag. Montour and Burbridge the top 3.
Passing them some lap traffic there, and Burbridge he was getting close, but he didn't quite get up to the 14 of Diesel Montour there. We saw a couple times he was getting closer and closer, but he still couldn't do it there at the end of the race. So exciting to watch that battle for second place, and we're going to get ready for the next class to come out here.
8 laps it is for these box stocks. Getting them all fired up on the grid right now.
Going to be a big heat race. We got 13 micro sprints, so this is going to be a real exciting feature. I'm definitely wired for this one.
Starting on the pole for this one, it's the 72 Silas Podwinski, and his outside, the 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson. Rolling off third, and the 13, that's Wyatt Smith. And his outside, Everett Burbridge in the 02, rolling off fifth, and 71, that's Ryan Wilson. And his outside of the 81 machine, that's Lincoln Obadiah. Rolling off seventh, Jared Beer on the 31T. And rolling off eighth in the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Rolling off row number 5 inside, that's Jack Smolders and Austin Sieber and his outside in the 24 machine. Rolling off 11th in the 15G, that's Grayson Malloyheen. And his outside in the 91K, that's Kedrick Miller. Rounding out the field in the 5K, that's Caleb Miller.
Yellow flag still out for the 72 and the 77 of Johnson and Podwinski there. It's going to be exciting to see that battle between Ryan Wilson and Jack Smolders there. Smolders starting a bit farther back than Wilson, but Wilson won last week. And their battle continues to grow, and I'm excited to see how this one's going to turn out.
So right now in the points, Wilson's 1 point behind the 7 of Jack Smolders. So you definitely want to keep an eye on those two. They're definitely going to be duking out here in the future.
Yeah, some of the fiercest drivers here as white flags out. One more time around for this massive 13-car heat race.
Silas Podowinski starting on the pole for this one. They'll take the green flag of the double pylons.
Coming to the green flag. They're side by side going down into turn 1. Podowinski still holds on to the lead there. They're 3 wide as Burbridge goes around wide there, going into the back straightaway.
Smith creeping on the back end at 72 of Podowinski right now. Wilson back down to the bottom, side by side with Smith into 1.
Wilson flying in that 71, that mean purple machine there. Takes in, and it looks like we got 2 cars piled together there on the back straight. I believe that's the 77 of Saul Johnson and the, I believe, is that the
31T Jared Bureau.
Uh-huh.
They get tangled there on the back stretch, get them unhooked, and try the tail end of the field.
What an interesting start to the race. Wilson, like a dark horse, just came around the bottom and flew into that first place position. Then it looks like he was gone. But, I mean, we talked about it at the start, and look who's leading. Wilson, right behind Smolders there. That's a battle.
And Wilson started 5th in that heat race, and even more impressive, Jack Smolders, who started, where did he start? He started in the 9th spot. So
yeah,
they definitely picked it up, and they're both out front.
Yeah, they started super far back there and climbed right up to that 1st and 2nd place position there. So we'll see how this one turns out as everybody seems to be good to go.
Still trying to get the 31 Tia Biro and Declan Saul Johnson untangled there.
Looks like Silas Podowinski in that 72 will fall into 2nd place, leaving a car gap. Or he'll take the lead there. Sorry.
Well, I thought Wilson would have that, but guess he was behind.
At the time of the yellow there, yeah. Well.
Oh, they're going to bring Bureau into the infield here. I believe that won his heat race.
Yeah. I mean, that's just unlucky because he was involved in that wreck last week there with the flip. And it doesn't seem like he'll be able to continue with the heat race. But here we go. Single file coming back around. Should be good to go in the next time or two.
So Smolders falls back to 4th. Wyatt Smith out in 3rd right now. He's doing double duty tonight again, and the box stock, and he's got a junior flat he'll be running here tonight.
It's a lot of work there for these young guys here. Got to jump between micro sprint and flat kart there. Green flags out. Silas Podowinski and Ryan Wilson, your top 2 as they go down the front straightaway.
Smolders out of the inside of Smith. He'll take 3rd. Wilson charging to the outside of Podowinski. He'll move back down to the bottom.
Wilson firing, takes that 1st place position. Smolders rolling down the inside. He'll pass Silas Podowinski as Wyatt Smith there will all pass by the 72 of Silas Podowinski and take 1st, 2nd, and 3rd going down the front straightaway.
Smolders looking to hunt down that 71 machine of Ryan Wilson, but he's got a few good drivers behind him right now. He's got Smith and Podowinski.
Yeah, he got a pack of wolves there behind. He's got a little bit of space there to Smolders, but Smolders isn't far behind. One mistake there on that turn, and it looks like the yellow's out again. It's the 77 and the 5K. Did you see what happened there?
No, I did not. I was watching Wilson and Smolders there.
Yeah, that was getting intense, so we'll see how this one turns out. 2nd yellow of the heat race there, and it looks like they'll get Jared Bureau's cart pushed off the field. There we go. And just look at that top four there. That's a pack of drivers right there, if I've ever seen it.
They are all heavy hitters here, and they're all battling for points. They're definitely going to want some here tonight.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a real interesting one here. White flag is out one more time around for your new leader, Ryan Wilson.
Green flag is back out. 4 laps left to go as well.
Wilson creating a little bit of separation there on the 7 of Jack Smolders. And looks like Smolders was trying to make a move there. He's getting closer and closer every time there as that group of 3 starts to get some separation there on the 4th place of the 72 Silas Podwinski.
Palace looks to the inside of the 72 machine with 2 laps left to go. He'll move into that 4th spot.
Podwinski fighting to try and get back up to the front of the field. He just can't do it. He's losing power more and more as the 71 of Ryan Wilson will take it around for the final time there, trying to hold off Jack Smolders for one more lap.
Smolders all over the rear end of the 71 machine, but he'll come off before the checkered flag. Heat race winner goes to Ryan Wilson, Jack Smolders, and Wyatt Smith, the top 3.
Rest of the field comes across the finish line as the winners there will exit the track, and we're going to get ready for, I believe that is the senior flats. Getting ready to roll out.
They are all on the grid right now.
Interesting way to line up. Usually it's the junior flats before we get to the senior flats, but
I believe they're doing it because Wyatt Smith is doing double duty. So
it accommodates to him. That definitely makes sense.
let's hope his cart doesn't
go right into the wall like last week. If you don't know what we're talking about, or you didn't watch last week, we talked about it a lot, and maybe we talked about it a little bit too much, but I mean, we just couldn't. Something happened with his throttle, got stuck, and he went full speed, not in the cart, but the cart went full speed by itself down onto the track, through the infield, off the track, and then went right into the wall. And then I believe he came back, he won that race.
I wouldn't doubt it. He's a really good driver in that junior kart.
Yeah, I mean, looks like that throttle getting stuck was just a little test drive to show the power that he had for that feature tonight.
Starting on the pole for this one of the 18 machine, that's Adam Steliza and his outside. The 15, that's Anthony Verdi rolling off 3rd. And the 77, that's Randy Hollingshed and his outside. The 33, that's Ron McGarry rolling off 5th. And the 28, that's Cameron Book. With the 44B of Isabel Lena, his outside. Matt Reed rolls off 7th. And his outside, Robbie General rolling off 9th. Bailey Salt, Jesse McDonald, and Nick Capola, I believe. Is that how you say it?
Stasilla getting some gap there on the 28 of Cameron Book and Anthony Verdi there. Top 3, or I should say second on back. They're all grouped up together there in that pack of 5 as Stasilla is starting to get more and more separation there. The 77 of Hollingshead moves up into second, and he bridges away from the pack there, trying to create his own path.
Book and Verdi going at it right now for 3rd. Book falls back and in behind 78 of Matt Reed.
Book was rolling on that outside line, didn't seem to quite work for him, so he's going to go down and run the inside line as everybody else moves onto the outside line.
Stasilla, the man out in front, Randy Hollingshead, and Anthony Verdi, the top 3 right now. It's the cross flags, that's 4 laps left to go.
Single file from 1st all the way to 5th there. Then we can see Isabella Lynn and Rowan Reed there are side by side for that 6th place position. They're fighting as the laps die down.
Top 3 all spread out right now. Cameron Book in that 4th spot. I don't know who's in that 751. Capolo.
Hollingshead getting closer and closer to Stasilla as Stasilla will take the white flag. One more to go around, and then there's single file as the laps die down.
And Stasilla off of corner 4. He'll take the checkered flag. Randy Hollingshead and Anthony Verdi, the top 3. Cameron Book and Capolo take the top 5.
Not a lot of action going on in that race there. I mean, it died down pretty quickly, but still a lot of action there from the 44 of Isabella Lynn and a little bit of battling up front there between the 28 of Cameron Book and the 18 of Stasilla.
So we're going to apologize that night. I believe he's in the 19. We were saying it's Delisa, and I don't know how I got that mixed up, but it's Decilla.
Well, okay, the good thing is we got it figured out, and now we know not to say it. We have a sheet up here of every single driver's name who we've mispronounced, so now we know not to say it again. So we should be good now, but the list, it grows bigger and bigger every week. But it's better to find out the mistake and to correct it than to have that same mistake, as the white flag will be coming around for the Junior Flats 5 kart. Starting first in the 25, it's Ethan Smith. Starting second in the 88, it's Rowan Reed. Starting third in the 12, it's Nicholas Boyd. And starting fourth in the 44, it's Annika Sky. Starting fifth in the 49, it's last week's winner, Wyatt Smith. Green flag is coming out as they slowly pace around here, and we're ready to go Junior Flat Racing.
Green flag is out, 3 wide there for second.
Ethan Smith starting to get a little bit of separation there, but Wyatt Smith in that flying 49 machine, he's going to be going around on the outside there. And it looks like there was almost 3 wide as Nicholas Boyd tries to challenge for that second place position, but Wyatt Smith is just too fast and flies through and dices up first place there to take the lead.
Wyatt Smith, the man out in front. Ethan Smith and Nicholas Boyd going at it there behind him. They're side by side down the backstretch.
Single files out. Boyd is going to get it recouped, and he's going to try again to fight for that second place spot. Still can't get it going into turn 1. Smith flying down the track there. He doesn't have anybody on him, and he's in his own lane there as they go to the halfway point.
That is 4 laps left to go. Wyatt Smith making a gap between his brother Ethan Smith sitting in second, Nicholas Boyd, and other than that, there's not much action happening on the racetrack.
Single file out, still can't catch up. Smith is going to be getting onto some lap traffic soon as he'll take him to the 2 to go. Ethan Smith rolling on that high side, still can't catch up to his brother there. And Nicholas Boyd in third. He'll go around for the final time and come to the white flag.
1 more lap left to go. He'll go down the backstretch for the final time.
Passing on some lap traffic there. It looks like 2 Junior Flats left the track early, but Wyatt Smith will collect the win. Ethan Smith in second there. And I believe we're going to have 2 DNFs because they left the track at the end of the white flag. They didn't even come to the checker there.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought it was the end of the race or some mechanical problems, but that should result as 2 DNFs.
Well, interesting, but here we go. Time for the opens to roll on the track soon.
10 laps the distance for these machines. Ready to get it going here. A few out on the racetrack.
It's going to be an interesting one here. I mean, this is it's the micro sprint class, you know. I gotta find other terms to say other than the micro sprint class, but I mean, it really is. If you think about it.
The top cheddar of little O. Rolling off first for this one out of Port Colborne in the 777. That's Cameron Olmert, his outside. In the 9H, that's the Hurricane Hayden Anacoke. Rolling off third out of St. Thomas. In the 73, that is Alyssa Burnett, and her outside rather. In the 11, that's Norm Burnett out of St. Thomas. Rolling off fifth out of Welland. In the 96, that's Brendan Hager, and his outside. In the 24K out of Hagersville, that's Kiana Teal. Rolling off in that 7th spot out of Simcoe, Reese McConnell. And Riley Mercer out of Brantford to his outside, and rounding out the field out of Ancaster, the 16 of Campbell Baker.
Going to be an interesting heat race for these machines here. Super excited to see how this one turns out, especially these heats are super important for these cars. It's always such a competitive field every week, so you always got to pay attention to where you're going to be starting and where you're going to be finishing in these heats.
If you start up front, you're going to want to keep there because you're going to catch the invert and you're going to start at the back of the next heat race, and that's going to be a lot more work.
Exactly.
Trying to get them doubled up here.
Looks like everything's good to go now. Got the white flag out, ready to roll for these high-end micro sprints.
The top cheddar.
Top cheddar.
That's the best I can come up with.
I'm gonna start brainstorming for a better name for these guys, but I mean, it'll fit for now. The top chatter.
And the green flag is out.
Ulm and Nanticoke, they spread out a little bit there. Single file.
Nanticoke looking to track down the 770 Cameron Ulm. And sitting in third right now, the 24K, that's Kiana Teal.
Kiana Teal trying to make a move, rolling on that outside line. She doesn't seem to get it yet, as Nanticoke is continuing to get a little bit of separation there on her and that 14 machine.
Brunette down to the inside of Teal. Keeping it low. 3 wide there in the middle of 2. Kiana Teal off the top side. Brunette now in second.
Ulm continuing to hold his lead. Burnett there in that 14 machine, or I believe that's the
11, I believe.
the 11.
Cross flag, that's 5 laps left to go. Cameron Ulm, the man out in front. Norm Burnett and Kiana Teal, the top 3 right now, battling for 4th. It's Nanticoke and Haggard.
Kiana Teal is ripping on that outside line, but it doesn't seem to be as productive for her there on the track. Ulm still holding that lead. He'll be getting closer to some lap traffic soon there. They're single file all the way back to 6th place there.
Brunette trying to stick his nose to the inside of Ulm right there. Not having as much success, but he'll try again, and Ulm holding on to that position.
Baker, McConnell, Hager there. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th. They're single file trying to get closer and closer as nothing happens. And it looks like Ulm there is going to be challenged for that 1st place position, and he'll lose it, but he's going to take it back there, going down the back straightaway in that 77 machine.
Checkered flag is out. I would like to say Burnett had that one at the line. It looked like he had the nose over Ulm, but Teal finished in 3rd there.
It looked like, I mean, if I had to predict, it looked like what you said there. The Burnett took the lead, the finish line there. That's a beautiful looking machine there.
McConnell stops on the bottom of 2. And that will conclude the first round of heat racing. The beginners are up next for their 2nd round.
Getting ready to roll off here. Gonna be an interesting one. Taking some final looks and firing them up before we get to the 2nd and final heat race for these karts before we go into the rest of the night.
All out on the grid right now. Not the strongest field, but it is still good to see these cars out and ready to race.
Yeah, small field every week, but it isn't about the size of the field. It's about, getting some experience, especially for these beginners. And as they're rolling off here, here's the starting lineup for heat number 2, 6 laps. Starting first in the 10M, it's Maverick Chichok. Starting second in the 02, it's Cecil Burbridge. Starting third in that 96, it's Jolene Hokert. Starting 4th in the 14, it's Diesel Montour. Starting 5th in that 94, it's Georgia Hokert. Starting 6th in the 9, it's Braden Pettit. And starting 7th in the 7, it's Christopher Young.
All behind the pace vehicle right there. All lined up. Looks like we're missing one.
I believe that is the
7.
Christopher Young there.
And the green flag is out of the double pylons.
Chichok and Burbridge there. They're 4 wide going into turn 1 there. Pettit riding on that outside, trying to make a move there on the 02 of Cecil Burbridge. Cecil Burbridge also there on that outside, trying to make a move on the 10M of Chichok there.
Montour looks to stick his nose to the inside of Chichok. He'll punt Chichok out of the way. Side by side down the backstretch. It's Montour and Burbridge.
They fly by the 10M there. They're side by side going into the front straightaway. They're making a lot of contact with each other. In the 02, Cecil Burbridge will take the lead going into turn number 2.
Good battle there for first and second right now. We got Pettit and Chichok battling for second. Burbridge trying to get out in front of the 14 machine.
Burbridge and Montour are going to start to hit some lap traffic now. They glide right by there. And it looks like the 0-2 of Cecil Burbridge continuing to hold on to that lead, but the 14M won't give up yet. He is trying to make a move there and take that first place position back.
Burbridge to the outside of Montour. Beating and banging there off of 4, but one more lap left to go.
A lot of contact there between the two. Final chance for Diesel Montour and that orange 14 to make a move. Still can't catch up. Cecil Burbridge creates some more gap, and he'll take the win in heat number 2. Montour in second, and Braden Pettit in third.
And that will round out the beginner's heat racing for the night. That was definitely an exciting race. They put on a show there.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much I can really say about that race, but there was a lot of action there between first and second, and of course the battle for second place died down going towards the end. But that first place battle was heated from the moment they took off there and went 4 wide to the moment it ended there with Montour trying to catch up to Cecil Burbridge.
The box stocks are up next. Getting them all fired up on the grid. Gonna get this race rolling.
That massive lineup of cars there. 13. Great to see, though. You know, a lot of guys coming out to race here for the micro sprints here at the Little O.
I believe they're all fired up and ready to hit the track. Starting on the pole for this one, the 5K, that's Caleb Miller, and his outside. The 91K, that's Kedrick Miller. Rolling off third in the 15G, that's Grayson Malloy-Heen. And his outside, the 24, that's Austin Seaburn. Rolling off fourth in the 24 machine, that's Austin Seaburn. I believe I said that twice. Rolling off fifth in the 7 machine, that's Jack Smulders. And his outside in the 18G rather is Grayson Palace. Rolling off in the 7th spot, 31T Jared Bureau. And his outside in the 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah. Rolling off in the 9th spot, Ryan Wilson in the 71 machine. And his outside in the 02, Everett Burbridge. Rolling off 11th, Wyatt Smith in the 13 machine. Declan Salt Johnson, the 77, rolls off 12th, and Silas Podowinski rounds out the field in the 72 machine. I stuttered through that one really bad.
All good. Getting everything fired up, and it looks like they're finally going to be able to push him out on the track there. One thing that's going to be interesting, like you said, when they flip, now Ryan Wilson is starting towards the back, and Jack Smulders in that 7 machine is starting up close. Now let's see if we can see a different finish to heat number 2 like we did in heat number 1. Let's see if Smulders can get that heat win, and that would really make an interesting feature there.
One more lap till we go green. Excited to get this one underway. You're definitely going to want to keep an eye on the 71 of Ryan Wilson and the 7 of Jack Smulders. They will definitely be duking it out.
Yeah. That purple machine driven by Ryan Wilson right behind the 7 of Smulders. And here we go.
Smulders down to the inside of the 15G. He'll try and make a move for third, and he'll do it successfully.
Smulders running on that inside line. He'll overtake second place there. Wilson still stuck behind some traffic there trying to get up to the 7 of Smulders. He'll finally get by, and it's an open lane there.
Grayson Powell is way out in front right now. Sitting in seconds, Jack Smulders, and we told you he'd be up there.
Exactly. He's trying to make a move now on that 18G. Still can't get up to him yet, creating some more space there. Wilson still can't catch up that pack there. Wyatt Smith now making a move there on the 15, and he's going to get closer and closer to the 71 of Ryan Wilson. Yellow flags out. The 5K of Caleb Miller and the 81 of Lincoln Obadiah there getting some contact, and it looks like Grayson Powell or Silas Podwinski there goes into the infield.
Looks like there's a wheel on the track. Is that what I'm seeing?
There's something shining there. I believe that is a wheel. Oh my.
Jeff
Wow.
saying stop the 91, so
It doesn't look like he's missing a wheel.
I can't. So, yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say, but that is a wheel.
That's a wheel, all right. Whose
Is-
wheel is it, though? Oh, it is the 90. Oh, look, the 31 of Jared Bureau just slammed into the back of the 91 there.
Yeah, as soon as he went in the corner, it dug into the track, and abrupt stop, and Jared Bureau plowed into the back of him.
I think they got the wheel back on there.
No.
Oh, or did they just put it in?
No, the guy still has it in the infield there.
Oh.
He's holding it, but I don't...
Got off the track there, so...
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, it's a mystery. We're gonna have to find that one out at intermission.
Was somebody like rolling out there? Is somebody gonna win with a 3 wheels? That'd be exciting to watch.
Oh. I mean, if these cars didn't have wings, you know, like a modified or something like that, I don't think you need 4 wheels to win. I could see it happening in the future. Single file rolling around there. One more time to go.
And the green flag is back out.
Grayson Paulus and Smolders there, taking him down into turn 1. Wilson trying to get closer and closer there to that duo, battling for first place. He still can't get up, as Smolders will now make a move on Paulus for that first place position, and he'll get it going into turn 1.
Your new leader, Jack Smolders, Grayson Paulus and Ryan Wilson in the top 3 right now. Wyatt Smith and Grayson Malloy in the top 5.
Wyatt Smith wants to get up to the 71, and it looks like Ryan Wilson has finally caught up to Grayson Paulus in that group there. He's going to make a move to try and take over that second place position, and he wants to get one step closer to the 7 of Jack Smolders.
Looks like I think Wilson clipped the pylon there, but he's still on the hunt for second right now. So make a move to the inside of Paulus.
Wilson will take that second place spot there over Paulus. Paulus seems to fall back a little bit as Smolders will take him to the checker flag, and he'll win Heat 2 this time. Wilson close behind in second there.
Grayson Paulus in third. Wyatt Smith and I believe Burbridge will round out the top 5. That will conclude the box stocks heat racing.
Exciting heat race, and it is interesting that, you know, Wilson won when he was ahead of Smolders, and then when Smolders was ahead of Wilson, Smolders won. About as even as a battle as you can get there.
Wilson is 1 point behind Smolders, so like throughout the rest of this year, you're gonna want to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, I mean, that's super interesting. And speaking of points, now we're going to see something interesting. I didn't mention this earlier, but now seems like a perfect time to bring it up. Cameron Book has a 94-point lead on second place there. 94 points. Now, typically, when you take a look at the point standings for these guys, it's usually 25 to 30 points. But, you know, there is that 1 point lead that Smolders has on Wilson there. But 94 points. That's a lot.
Book has been doing very well this season. He's placed good in almost all of his features, but Flat Senior's out on the racetrack, and I'll give you the lineup starting on the pole for this one. In the 751, that's Nick Apollo, and his outside. The 88, that's Jesse McDonald. Rolling off third in the 66, that's Bailey Salt, and her outside in the 4 machine, that's Robbie General. Rolling off fifth, Matt Reed in the 78. Isabella Lynn, Cameron Book, Ron McGarry, Randy Hollingshead, Anthony Verdi, and Adam Stasilla. I said it right.
There you go. Lynn in that purple 44 goes down to take the lead there on Book in the 28. Single file up to about 5th place, and it looks like the 78 of Matt Reed there, trying to fight for a spot. Battle for 3rd place going on there, and that's 751, as Lynn still holds 1st place against the 28 of Cameron Book.
Lynn leading Book. He'll take the cross flag. That's 4 laps left to go. Here goes Coppola down to the inside of McDonald.
Big pack of them there, but a lot of heavy hitters. Calty, Verdi, all in that pack as Lynn continues to hold on to the lead. They start to single file up back there.
2 laps left to go for Isabella Lynn. Out in front, the 44, Cameron Book. And Jesse McDonald, he's got Matt Reed and Coppola behind him battling there for 4th.
Coppola falls back there to the rest of the pack. White flags out. Lynn will take him one more time around. Book still can't seem to catch up there. Calty flying on that inside there in the battle for third place between Reed and everything. He goes really wide out as Lynn will spin around, and looks like Book took the win of that race. What did you see there?
I don't know. That is tough to say, but I believe Book will pick up the heat race win. I don't know if Lynn had it at the line. It is very tough to say.
Yeah. Rolling off. Next, it'll be the junior flats for heat number 2. Only 5 carts. Flying on that
we're gonna
inside
see
there in
something
battle for third
interesting
place
here
between Reed.
for this.
Second and last heat race for the junior flats. Everybody getting set up and ready to go here. Working on getting everybody fired up and ready to roll off here for heat number 2 for the junior flats. Going to be an interesting one here for the last heat for these guys before we get to the feature.
I see only 3 of them out. Okay, there goes the rest of them. I spoke way too soon.
Here they go, roll off, and it's time for the starting lineup for heat number 2, 8 laps. Starting first in that 49, it's Wyatt Smith. Starting second in the 44, it's Annika Skye. Starting third in the 12, it's Nicholas Boyd. And starting fourth in the 88, it's Rowan Reed. Starting fifth in the 25, it's Ethan Smith.
Getting everybody lined up here, ready to get this heat race underway. Second last one, and then some opens, and then guess it's interview time.
Yeah, it's time for interviews. You know, we got the mic working, and it's time to get some on-camera stuff so you can see our beautiful faces.
Yeah, I might break the camera, but I don't look too pretty, so.
Nah, it's all right. Well, we got. Hey, I mean, my comp tech teacher said I had the face for radio, so I don't know. I don't know exactly what.
Well.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's as much of a good thing, but.
Oh, it's not a good thing at all. There's a reason why the radio guys don't have cameras in there, but getting everything figured out and ready to roll off here. Trying to figure out some stuff. Might have some issues. Trying to get that 44 of Annika Skye fired up. And it looks like everything's good. Everybody's ready to roll here now for the second heat race. Coming to the green flag, it's the 49 of Wyatt Smith here. And he'll take it, and he instantly darts off into turn number 1. Massive gap between him and second place there in the 12, Nicholas Boyd.
Reed moves up to third there. Ethan Smith working on the outside of Skye there in the 44 machine.
Ethan Smith fighting for that 5th place spot, or that 4th place spot, I should say. Smith continues to widen his gap on second place, as it looks like we got a close battle there between the 25 of Smith and the 88 of Reed there. But as I say that, it fizzles out here.
Smith now moves up to that 4th spot, and we'll track down the 88 of Rowan Reed. Smith is just untouchable tonight. Wyatt Smith, that is.
Keeps flying around. He's got almost a straightaway lead there on him and the 12 of Nicholas Boyd. And it looks like the 25 of Ethan Smith will make a challenge for that spot, flying on the high side there, trying to make a move on the 3, on the 88 of Rowan Reed, and he'll get it there. 2 to go. And Wyatt Smith will take the white flag there on Nicholas Boyd. Still has a massive gap as he's going to get closer and closer to that lap traffic now.
Down the backstretch for the final time, the 49, that's Wyatt Smith. He'll come off of corner 4 to the checkered flag. He'll pick up the heat race win. Nicholas Boyd, I believe, was in second. And Ethan Smith rounds out the top 3.
Not much to say about that one. I mean, that was pure dominance there from Wyatt Smith in that 49 machine. As soon as the green flag was out, he took off, and we never saw him again there.
He dominated that heat race. There wasn't touching him that race.
Yeah, he couldn't get close to him at all here. So I'm excited to see how that feature is going to be, especially with 5 cars. I feel like we'll either see a lot of action in that feature, or we're going to see no action at all. But it really depends on how aggressive the drivers want to be for that spot there in the junior flats.
Open's ready to hit the racetrack for their feature race. Not feature race, heat race. I'm a little awful here tonight, but they'll take the racetrack.
Trying to get everybody fired up there, pushing the 24K of Kiana Teal onto the track there. Got them fired up, and there's more coming out. And I believe that should be everybody. Not yet, there's still a couple more. And then hand it off to you to do the intros there.
All single file right now, ready to double up here.
Still got to get everybody onto the track now. Or, unless that is everybody, but that doesn't look like 13 to me. Or 9, I should say. Sorry. Looking at the wrong sheet.
Well, starting on the pole for this one out of Ancaster in the 16, that's Campbell Baker. And his outside out of Brantford, the 88, that's Riley Mercer. Rolling off third out of Simcoe in the 13, that's Race McConnell. And to his outside in the 24K, that's Kiana Teal. Rolling off from that 5th spot out of Welland in the 96, that's Brennan Hager. Norm Brunette out of St. Thomas rolls off in the 6th spot. Rolling off 7th, Alyssa Burnett in the 73 machine. Rolling off to her outside, the 9H, that's the Hurricane Hayden Anacoke. And rounding out the field, the 770, that's Cameron Ulm.
A little bit of problems there for that blue. What number is that? I'm struggling
11,
to see that. The 11.
Like. It is a small number.
The 11 of Brunette there, yeah. Struggling to get him fired up. And that Monster Energy micro sprint there. Coming around, still trying to get everything figured out. And the 11 there.
So in the 11 car, it is Alyssa Burnett, not Norm.
So they swapped cars?
Well,
or
her car's not out there, it looks like.
So it's Alyssa Brunette in the 11 there. Okay. Finally seems to get it working. I hope.
There's Brian Nanacoke there on the 4-wheeler. He drives the crate sprint on Friday nights that I see. He's fun to watch there out on the big track.
White flag's out finally, as Campbell Baker will lead him around with one more to go for the top cheddar. Open micro sprints, and here we go. It's finally time to go racing for the second heat of the night.
Baker leads them all down the back stretch. Brennan Hager and Nanacoke the top 3 right now.
Mercer and Nanacoke double wide there. And we're going to have a complete restart. Yellow flag's out. Not satisfied with that launch.
We're going to make this start way better than it was.
So, a little sloppy on the start, but they're going to double them back up and fire them back out again. Should be good. And it looks like that 11, driven by Alyssa Brunette, is a bit slow again. Going to catch back up to the pack there. And she'll go off the track. Now, we should be good to roll. White flag's out one more time for the complete restart.
Straight and even. We want an even start.
Ready to get this one back underway. Brennan Hager coming in this race as the point leader. Definitely going to be one to keep an eye on.
Baker and Mercer there. Fly off into turn number 1. Baker continuing to hold that lead. Kiana Teal rips through the inside there, fighting for the second place position.
Baker leads them all down the backstretch. Kiana Teal to the outside of Hager. They're side by side down the backstretch. Ohm goes around in 2, and that will bring out the yellow flag.
Didn't look like any contact, just Ohm lost control of it in turn 1. Just as Kiana Teal was starting to take off there, got the power, and we're going to have to get these guys ready to roll off again. Pretty sloppy start here for these open micro sprints, but it's all good because when you know as much action as is in this class, more than any other, you know, it doesn't matter how it starts, it's just how it finishes.
I am very excited to see this one fizzles out. Baker has been pretty good so far this year of the starts he's had. He didn't start all races, I believe, but he has definitely been dominant here.
Yeah. It's interesting to see what Baker does, but what I'm excited about and what interests me is how fast Kiana Teal was. Coming off the start, she was flying there, and it looked like if that didn't go yellow, she could have got up to first place there, but we'll see. Green's out for Campbell Baker. They're single file, and here we go.
Green flag is back out. Campbell Baker still out in front. Kiana Teal, Brennan Hager so far the top 3. Hager looks to make a move down to the inside.
Kiana Teal trying to get closer and closer to that 16 machine as Hager will get closer to her. Going into turn 1, or turn 4, sorry. Teal, right on the high side, hasn't been able to get closer as Hager continues to spread out, and those 3 have a big distance there to the rest of the field.
Baker making a good gap there in the first spot with the cross flags. That's 5 laps left to go.
Not a lot going on here. These cars are single file out. Baker's starting to get a big gap there between him and second place, Kiana Teal there. Hagar still can't get closer to the 24K machine as they're all single file there. And looks like Campbell Baker goes for a little bit of a slip and slide through the infield, and he'll lose 2 positions there. Yellow flags out. Okay.
One more lap so we go green flag racing here again.
I think angle 16 should have been at the back of the car.
Silent for a second, a little bit of a team huddle for what's going on with interviews. Green flags back out, and Kiana Teal, your new leader, will fly down into turn 1 there.
Kiana Teal will take 2 laps left to go. Brennan Hager move that inside line.
Looks like the yellow flag's out. The 9H of Hayden Nanicoke goes for a little spin there. And I believe I predicted it right. Kiana Teal was pretty fast there and will now take that first place position over at Campbell Baker. White flag's out as they're going to get ready to go.
Single file restart. Kiana Teal has been really good in the heat race, ripping the outside line, and it was working really well for her.
Green flag's out. Teal getting a bit of separation on the 96 of Hager there. They're all single file coming off the line. Teal taking them to the white flag. 1 to go. Hager getting closer and closer there on the backstretch for the final time.
Hager looked to make a move to the inside. Kiana Teal off of 4. She'll take the checkered flag. Brennan Hager and Campbell Baker, the top 3.
Rest of the field will fly through, and interesting heat race for them. Baker, usually super dominant there, slipped up and fell back 2 positions, which allowed Kiana Teal to take the lead and finish out the race at the first place position there.
And we're gonna get these interviews rolling, and we'll be back in a few seconds.
So I'll ask you how your night's been so far, and then I'm probably gonna ask you your plans for the future. So
Don't leave it dead in the water. Trying to.
I won't. I won't.
They're filming it, dude.
Here with Cameron Ohm for the first interview of the night. So, Cameron, interesting start to your night. How would you say it's been so far? Like, any comments, any concerns? What would you say?
I'd say the night's pretty good so far. Track's not bad. There's a little bit of bite in the middle, but the bottom's slick, dry. But track's not too bad, but had an all right start to the night. Spun out in the second heat, but, I'll hopefully be better in the future.
Yeah, a lot that you could definitely take away. Would you say the track plays any part in your performance on the track?
A little bit. With the 450, if there's bite, the 450 has more of an advantage because there's more torque and it's got something to hook up to. But when it's dry slick, the 125's got it because if it's heavy, that cart's not going to win because it'll just has no power.
Definitely. So our final question for you before we let you go is, what do you plan to do to have a successful run in the feature there? And what are your plans and hoping for in tonight's feature?
Just hope to get a good start. I don't know where I'm starting, but hopefully the track is in my favor still, but we'll see. Hopefully I have a good night.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us. And that'll be it for the first interview. Coming up next, McLean has got our second subject.
All right. I'm here with Austin Seaburn. He drives the 24 machine for the box stocks. You were just at Little Middleton and won the Larry Gartley Memorial. How did that feel to win that?
Felt amazing. I was actually quite surprised how great I did that first race. Second race didn't really go as well as I thought it was going to be. Started in the back, but thought I was going to win that one too.
Yeah, that was definitely exciting to watch. Definitely a good finish for you. What are you looking for this feature race? Anything particular? Or?
Really just to get the win, hopefully go up in the chart with points, but really anything else than that, really.
And how's the track? Is it working in your favor here tonight?
No, I can tell you that. There's too many bumps. I can't say I'm a fan of bumps, so it's not really working in my favor.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Med. Yep. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Baker, come on up. Everybody's scared of the interviews. All right, we're here with Campbell Baker. Campbell, you've been pretty successful all year, but it seems like tonight there in the second heat, you had a bit of a slip up there. What would you say, reflecting on your night there in both heats?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just trying to run best I can. Tied for second for points right now. I'm just trying to come top 3 at least. Beat Cameron home.
Yeah, well, it seems like you definitely got something going there. What do you plan to do for tonight's feature, and what are you hoping for in tonight's feature? Anything you're super planning on, trying to get done, or are you just trying to finish strong?
I'm just trying to finish strong, top 3. Just run the bottom, run smooth, not get wrecked or anything. Yeah.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you so much for joining me, and hope you have a good run in the feature tonight. That's it for our third, and coming up next, our final interview for our intermission.
So for our final interview, we're here with Wyatt Smith. He's doing double duty tonight, in the box stocks and the flat juniors. How is that going for you so far?
Pretty good.
How are the carts different? Are the box stock different from the flat juniors, or is there much difference there at all?
Yeah, there is more crammed, more feels more safe. It can handle the turns when I go in too late.
And how does it feel to race your brother? Is it fun to race him out there in the flat juniors?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, thank you for your time, buddy. Good luck tonight. And we'll welcome back from intermission here, ready to kick off some A-Main racing. The beginners out on the grid right now, getting their carts all fired up and ready to hit the racetrack.
Yeah, getting ready to roll out these beginners here for the feature, the first feature of the night here. And let me tell you, I'm super excited to see the battle. We got the top two guys starting first and second here for these beginners, so it's going to be really exciting to see how these guys finish.
I believe they're about ready here to get onto the racetrack. And you've got the starting lineup, so go ahead and give it to them.
Just going to wait for them to roll off. Nah, we'll do it right now. Starting first in the 02, it's Cecil Burbridge, and starting second on that outside, it's the 14 of Diesel Montour. Starting third on the inside, the 9, it's Braden Pettit, and starting fourth in that 94, it's Georgia Hookert. Starting fifth on the inside, it's the 10 of Maverick Chichok, and starting sixth there in the 96, it's Jolene Hookert. Starting seventh on the outside, it's the 7 of Christopher Young.
That is your starting lineup for the beginner heat race, or feature race rather. I'm doing awful here tonight, but one more lap till we go green.
White flag going to come around for the final time here. It's going to be an interesting battle here between the 14 and the 02. I'm excited, and I think we're going to see an extremely good battle between the 14 and the 02 Cecil Burbridge. They're definitely the two heavy hitters of this class, but we'll see what happens here. Bring him to the green flag. The green flag's out, and they're side by side, the 14 and the 02 of Burbridge and Montour. And it looks like the 9 of Braden Pettit will try to make a move for that second place position.
Burbridge will lead lap 1. Pettit looks to the inside the 02. Not enough room to make it happen.
Burbridge continuing to hold that lead there. And the 14 of Montour trying to catch up to Pettit there. Definitely not something we expected to see at the start of this heat race. Other than that, single file out, top 3 remaining close there, and it looks like soon we're going to see the 14 of Diesel Montour trying to make a move on that 9 machine of Braden Pettit.
Top 3 all really spread out right now. Montour looking to track down that 9 machine of Braden Pettit. But other than that, not much happening here on the racetrack.
Burbridge, Pettit, and Montour there hitting that lap traffic. They'll fly by, single file. Other than that, not a lot going on here. Burbridge continuing to hold on that lead, and Montour can't catch up to the 9 of Pettit. And oh, Pettit goes around there. It looks like made contact with the 02 of Cecil Burbridge. And he'll go for a spin in that 9 machine.
That will bring out the caution flag. We'll rack him back up and get them all rolling again.
Very interesting start here for this feature. Definitely didn't expect Pettit in that 9 to come over and charge for that second place, and he's holding his own here against the powerhouse of Montour there. So interesting to see, and I'm excited to see how this one's going to finish.
Trying to get everybody lined up here. I believe Pettit will join the tail end of the field. He's going to have some more ground to make up.
Montour and Burbridge there. Pacing around with the rest of the field, trying to get the lap traffic line back up. White flags out for Cecil Burbridge. Coming around for this single file restart.
Burbridge sitting out in front right now, Diesel Montour. And the green flag is back out.
Montour trying to make a move on the 02 of Cecil Burbridge going into turn 1. And it looks like he'll almost get it there side by side there. starting to phase out a little bit. Burbridge continuing to hold on to that spot, but Montour's got that inside line, and he is firing hard to try and get into that position.
Tries to stick the nose on the inside of Burbridge. Burbridge shuts the door, and he'll lead them down the backstretch.
Starting to pass some lap traffic now. Burbridge is going to get around Montour there. Pettit, everybody seems to get around the lap traffic pretty good, but Burbridge is extending that gap there, and now we'll see the 9 of Braden Pettit try to make a move on the 14 of Diesel Montour.
He'll shoot down to the inside, trying to stick the nose into one, clips the pylon, and he'll go into the infield. That shall bring up the yellow flag.
Goes for another tumble there in turn 1 and 2, this time knocking down a pylon in his wave of infield spins. This time not by contacting somebody else there. They're going to get the pylon fixed and get everybody fired back up. And hopefully that should be the last one of this race, and we'll have a nice finish.
94 around 96. 9, you can go around 96.
Trying to get everything figured out here and you can hear those box stocks rumbling. They're ready to go, and that's going to be one of the events of the night here. But anyway, back to what's on the track. The 02 and the 14 together. A white flag's out one more time around before we go back racing for Cecil Burbridge. But Montour is hot on his tail.
Very excited to see how this one fizzles out. Burbridge will take them to the green flag of the upper pylons.
Burbridge goes into turn 1. Not a lot of action going on here. Montour and Burbridge pass some lap traffic, and they're going to start to spread out a little bit there. The 9 of Braden Pettit has to get through some of that slower track before he can catch up to the 2 hitters in this division.
Burbridge leading them down the backstretch.
Montour trying to make some moves, but the yellow flag's out. Looks like the 10M of Maverick Chichuk and the 7 of Christopher Young get into a bit of contact there and going down. And I thought that would be the last yellow there, but I hope this will be the last yellow. Sun's starting to set, track's starting to look good. A lot of the drivers were very 50-50 about the track in the interviews. You know, some liked it, some didn't. But it's interesting to finally get a look and to see what they think about the track conditions and what they're planning to do for the features there. So it's interesting to see, and it's going to be an interesting finish here.
I believe they're gonna trying to get them lined up. Pettit and Hookert will switch spots there.
Single file as the white flag's out there. Only a few more times around in this 12-lap feature before we'll see the winner for tonight, but in the beginner class.
They'll come to the green flag this time by. And Burbridge will take the green flag off of 4.
Montour tries to make a move on Burbridge. Burbridge still holding that first place position. Montour just can't seem to catch up. And as I say that, they're side by side. Montour's got that inside line going down on the entrance of turn 3 and 4. 2 to go.
Montour sticking his nose to the inside of Burbridge. Burbridge shuts the door there on 1, and he'll lead them down the backstretch.
Burbridge starts to get a little bit of separation here. They're going to start to hit the lap traffic as Burbridge is one more time around. He'll take him to the white flag.
Burbridge will go down the backstretch for the final time. He'll go into corner number 3 and out of 4 to the double checkered flags. Cool Kids Ice and Water beginner, micro sprint winner. That is the 02 of Burbridge. Diesel Montour and Braden Pettit, the top 3.
Interesting to see there. But yet again, Burbridge will take another win here. Exciting night. A lot of action between the 2 heats and a close battle there towards the end, but it started to fizzle out. Definitely interesting, and I'm excited to see how these guys will go into next week. But on tonight, great win for Cecil Burbridge. And now, after he gets his pictures done, it's time for the box stock micro sprints.
They're out on the grid ready to get onto the racetrack. The two battling for points right now, Jack Smolders and Ryan Wilson, are the two will be sitting on the pole.
Burbridge gonna take it off the track after getting those victory lane photos, and it's time to see how the point battle will finish out here.
Starting on the pole for this one in the 7 machine, that's Jack Smolders, and his outside in the 71, that's Ryan Wilson. Rolling off third in the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. And his outside in the 13, that's Wyatt Smith. Rolling off fifth in the 72, that's Silas Podowinski. And his outside, Grayson Malloyheen in the 15G. Rolling off seventh, Everett Burbridge in the 02, and his outside, Lincoln Obadiah 81 machine. Rolling off ninth in the 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson, with Kayla Miller in the 5K to his outside. Rolling off 11th, Kedrick Miller in the 91K. Austin Seaburn rolls off 12th in the 24 machine, and rounding out the field, the 31T of Jared Bureau.
One more time around for this power pack of micro sprint drivers here. The 2 points leaders, rivals, you could say, coming around for the final time, the 7 and the 71. It's time to go box stock racing as they fly into turn 1 side by side.
Smolders will make a move down to the inside there of Palace. He'll lead lap number 1. Wilson tries to sneak down to the bottom of Palace as well.
Palace made a sweet move there to take that first place position, but it didn't seem to work out as well as he falls back into 4th place there. Smolders starting to get a bit of a gap there on Wilson. Wilson trying to catch up, still can't get it, as there's a big group of battling there between Everett Burbridge, Wyatt Smith, and the 24 of Austin Seaburn there. They're all packed together fighting for those spots in 4th and 5th.
Smith trying to get down to the inside of Palace. Palace shuts the door. He'll lead the rest of the pack down the backstretch. Burbridge and Seaburn going at it there.
Smith trying to make a move there on the 18G of Palace. Still can't get up yet, but back in 5th place. Austin Seaburn holds the lead on Everett Burbridge there. He's holding the spots, and there's not a lot of action going on, but we can see the 13 of Wyatt Smith trying to make a move there on Palace. He's getting closer and closer, and we could see something going on real soon.
Smith looks to the inside of Palace there. They're side by side going down the front stretch. And Smith beats him into the corner, and he'll lead them down the backstretch.
Their leader's starting to hit some lap traffic there. Navigating through is going to definitely a challenge there for the 71 of Ryan Wilson if he wants to catch up there. Seems to do pretty well. Other than that, single file going on back here, and he's getting closer and closer. We're going to see something soon here between the battle of the 2 leaders.
Seaburn working on the 18G of Palace right now. As they get through some of that lap traffic, Smolders still out in front, and Ryan Wilson is sitting in 2nd.
Wilson is inching closer and closer every lap, but it seems like one move and he'll instantly fly back a bunch of spots from the 7 of Smolders there. He's getting closer and closer, and we could see something going on soon. They're almost side by side.
Wilson hunting down that 7 machine of Jack Smolders, who's the point leader right now. Only 1 point behind, though. It is a very close battle here tonight.
Wilson wants that point badly to take that lead there, and it looks like we got a car going down into the infield. Still green. Wilson can't catch up to Smolders there, and it looks like Austin Seaburn will now make a move on that 13 of Wyatt Smith, and he'll take the 3rd place position.
Wilson out of the inside of Smolders. They're side by side out of 2. Down the backstretch, Wilson on that inside line. Trying to keep it there. 1 more lap left to go. Wilson beats him to the lap traffic.
Wilson taking that lead, and now he's got to try and lose him through that lap traffic for 1 more time around. If he can do it, but he gets slowed down by the lap traffic, and he'll take the win in the box stocks.
Jack Smolders in 2nd, and I believe
Austin Seaburn, I think
Austin Seaburn had that position. That was a fun battle there once Wilson got up in front. He wasn't letting Jack Smolders by. He wants that point lead, and he's got it now.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting closer and closer, and then he was almost there, but it seemed like Smolders was just running super efficiently, so any slight move that Wilson would make, and he'd instantly fall back a couple spots, but it seemed like he got his mojo down there towards the end of the race, and he just started flying it, and once he caught up, slashed right through him and the rest of the pack and took the lead.
Flat seniors are up next for their feature event. They're all lined up on the grid right now. We got to get some of the tech through the pit area right now before it is safe for the other carts to get onto the racetrack.
Bit of a traffic jam going on there, as now Ryan Wilson will have to join the rest of them after he gets his victory lane pictures taken. And now it's time for another exciting feature. Here we can see him getting fired up. Some of the drivers talking to each other. Almost time to go senior flat kart racing. Beautiful night here. Sun's starting to set, not too hot. It was pretty warm. I mean, I know if I was in a fire suit going to race, I'd be pretty sweaty right now, especially, I mean, with the heat. But in here, pretty nice. That's why we got air conditioning. So, but perfect night for racing. You know, not a cloud in the sky. Well, I mean, you can see a little bit of them over there, but not a cloud in the sky over here. And yeah, what a great night for some racing. Here they go, and you can lead them off.
Starting on the pole for this one in the 28 machine, that's Cameron Book. And it has outside the 15, that's Anthony Verdi, rolling off third. In the 77, that's Randy Hollingshead. And his outside in the 18, that's Adam Stasilla there. Adam Stasilla. And rolling off fifth, Nick Capolo in the 751. Rolling off sixth, Matt Reed in the 78 machine. Isabel Lynn, the 44B, rolls off seventh. Ron McGarry, Robbie General, Jesse McDonald, Bailey Salt, and Daniel Culte.
Fast firing to get those names off, and it looks like Book will start to grab that gap there. He'll hold on to that lead going into turn one. They're all piled up from fourth on back. A lot of good drivers there. Any one of them could come out on top.
Cameron Book leading them all into corner number one. Capolo and Lynn right now the top three. Hollingshead sitting outside in fourth. And behind him, he's got a bit of a mess there with Jesse McDonald, Anthony Verdi, Matt Reed, Daniel Culte.
Isabella Lynn trying to make moves on Hollingshead, and she'll get it there. Capolo still can't get up to Book, but getting closer and closer every time. They're right by each other, and we're going to see some action here.
Isabel Lynn looking to track down the 88 machine of Jesse McDonald. She'll go down to the inside. She'll take that third spot.
Capolo trying to catch up to Book. Still hasn't got him yet, flying around there. They're in their own world, but Isabella Lynn in third is leading that rest of the pack. A lot of feisty drivers there as the yellow flag's out.
Adam Stastillo there on the bottom of three. He'll get it turned around and back onto the racetrack and join the tail end of the field.
Very interesting start here between that 751 of Capolo and the 28 of Book there. Not a lot of drivers can really challenge that blue 28, but seems like we got ourselves a nice battle, and it's going to be a really interesting finish here.
Capolo was trying to reel in that 28 of Cameron Book, and Cameron Book is very fast on this track. We've seen in past races, and he ain't going to let him go by easy.
Yeah, he's definitely going to put up a fight here as they get ready for the single file restart. Capolo was getting closer and closer every time, and we'll see if can finally make a move here. Green flag's out, and they're going to lead him into turn one.
Capolo all over the back end of Cameron Book. Lynn goes around there on the back stretch, so does Matt Reed.
Looks like that start didn't get pretty far, didn't even make it down for one lap. Reed and Lynn, like you said, go for a spin, and we'll try that again. Interesting to see between that red and blue. Those carts. But other than those carts, not a lot of action there. I mean, they were kind of piled up in a pack from about fifth on back, but not a lot of action other than that. White flag's out for the 28 of Cameron Book. And the single file restart will try that one again.
Book, your leader, he'll take you to the green flag.
Capolo trying to make a move, still can't catch up. Book will start to grab a big gap there on second place, the biggest we've seen between those two so far. Not a lot of action there, but we can see the 77 of Randy Hollingshead making a move there on the 33 of Ron McGarry. Can't overtake that spot yet, and he'll fall back into the single file line.
Cameron Book leads them down the backstretch again, and again, he's been the leader throughout this race, and I don't think he's gonna give it up.
Yeah, not a lot going on there. He's playing some tough defense, but we can see the battle for 7th there, or 6th, between Ron McGarry and Hollingshead is getting intense. They keep trading places there, and this one's going to be interesting. Hollingshead riding on that outside line, still can't seem to catch up yet, and he'll fall back another spot to the 44, Isabella Lynn.
Stastilla there on the outside of Verdi right now. They're side by side going down the front stretch. Verdi having a little bit of a tough time trying to get Staliza off his back.
Everybody seems to be working around Verdi there. Stastilla working on that outside line. Lynn catches up there, and looks like Caldy will try to make a move, and he'll overtake that 15 machine right there.
Cameron Book just still out in front. He's very dominant this race. Jesse McDonald sitting in 3rd, and battle for 4th between Isabel Lynn and Daniel Calty.
Calty and Lynn, two super feisty drivers here. Calty will take the lead, but Lynn won't be far behind. One move, but it looks like Calty will continue to create a bit of a gap there.
5 more laps left to go for Cameron Book.
Not a lot of action going on there, but Capolo seems to be getting closer every couple of times. Seems to get him on the straights, but entering turn 1 loses him. Will take a whole lap building up to try and get to him, and will lose it as soon as he enters turn 1.
Lynn slow there on the back stretch. Don't know what that is about. Maybe a mechanical failure there, but Hollingshead and Verdi going at it.
Yeah, Verdi holding that lead on Hollingshead. Hollingshead trying to work around the outside to get him. Still can't catch up. That 50 machine seems to catch what was going on with it, and now Verdi will continue to hold on to that spot as the yellow flag, or the white flag is out.
Cameron Book one more time around the racetrack. The man out in front, he's got a bit of lap traffic ahead, but I don't think that will matter because he'll come off of corner 4 of the double checkered flags. Cameron Book, your winner.
Book, Capolo, there, your top 2, they were battling for first all night long, but it just couldn't seem like Capolo on that red 751 couldn't catch up to the power and the prowess of the 28 Cameron Book. He didn't let him get by once. Was playing tough defense all night, and now gets to put it in victory lane. A lot of success from that driver. And that 94 point lead is going to get extended now.
Flat Juniors are up next for their feature race. Ready to get it on. Wyatt Smith starts on the pole for this one.
Yep, both Smith brothers starting 1st and 2nd there. Gonna be an interesting little sibling rivalry. Small pack, but a lot of racing there with this 5-car feature event. And here they roll out, and time for the starting lineup. 15 laps for the junior flat feature. Starting 1st on the inside, it's the 49 of Wyatt Smith. Starting 2nd on the outside, it's the 25 of Ethan Smith. Starting 3rd in the 44, it's Annika Sky. Starting 4th in the 12, it's Nicholas Boyd. And starting 5th in the 88, it's Rowan Reed. White flags out, and it's time.
Wyatt Smith has been very dominant here tonight in the junior flat. He starts on the pole for this one, and I don't see much racing from him. He's gonna shoot right out in front and leave everybody in the dust.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's gonna be a lot of challenge here for this feature tonight, but oh, looks like something's going on here. And caution's out. That's the 44 of Annika Sky. Complete restart here. But, yep, you were right, the 49 of Wyatt Smith, as soon as that green flag was out. Looked like something was going on there, but he just took off going down the back straightaway. So, We're going to get them restacked and refired up, ready to go.
44 should be in behind 49.
This is a 15-lap feature event.
44, you're in behind 49.
Really excited to see how this one fizzles out. Maybe if anybody has something for Wyatt Smith, but he's been untouchable tonight in the junior flat.
Yeah, you can't really compete with that white and red 49 machine. He won last week and leads in points, so definitely the series dominator here. Complete restart, trying to get everything figured back out between these guys. And seems like everything's good to go. Carter with the green flag in hand, and it's time to go racing again. Smith flying down onto the inside there. Nobody can catch up, and it looks like the yellow flag's out again for the spin of Nicholas Boyd. We didn't even get to the back straightaway on that one.
Well, we'll re-rack it back up, and I believe it's going to be a complete restart again.
Well, I mean, that would make sense. They didn't really get into turn one, so we'll see if we can go caution-free on this restart again.
44, you're ahead 88. 88, you're on the outside.
Wyatt Smith and Ethan Smith, they're brothers out there. They're starting on the front row for this one.
Now, the question is, who is Wyatt Smith better than his brother because of the car or the driver?
It's tough to say.
Well, anyway, white flag's out here for Wyatt Smith in that 49 machine.
Okay, drivers, let's keep it nice and straight on the back straightaway there.
Going around, green flag's out. Let's have a clean race. And they're off. Once again, Wyatt Smith will fly down on the inside.
Smith leads them down the back stretch, all single file right now. Nicholas Boyd looked to fall back to the 80 Rowan Reed.
Not a lot of action here. Smith working on that gap. Will try to widen it out as Nicholas Boyd will try and make some moves there into that third place position, but they can't catch up there to the 25 and the 49.
Sky to the outside of the 88 of Rowan Reed. Not much happening out of that one.
Falls back once again. Can't seem to make any moves. Single file flying around here. Smith continues to hold a massive gap on the 25 there. Then after that, it's another massive gap to the 12 of Nicholas Boyd.
That is a humongous gap there for Wyatt Smith over his brother Ethan Smith sitting in second, and Nicholas Boyd sitting in third right now.
Yep, almost about half a straightaway, and not long now we're going to see Smith catch onto the lap traffic there, and in fifth place, the 44 of Annika Sky there. Blue flag's out for the 44 of Annika Sky, as Smith will continue trudging around and will just rip right by her. Continuing to go around, he'll bring them to the cross flags. Halfway there, halfway to go.
Smith has been so dominant this race. He is the point leader for the junior flats and just walks away with almost every feature race.
Yeah, not a lot of action here, but there isn't a lot of action to be expected with the 5-car class tonight. Still, we saw a lot of good action in the heats, but Wyatt Smith continuing to hold that massive gap there, and it looks like Ethan Smith will finally get through that 44 of Annika Sky lap traffic, as Smith will start working on fourth place now.
The laps are winding down there for Wyatt Smith. I believe this shall be not 3 to go, but we're almost there.
Yeah, we're getting a couple more trying to get this feature race done. Not a lot of action going on here, but still interesting to see how big of a gap Wyatt Smith will get on the 25 of Ethan Smith there. It's almost a full straightaway, or half a straightaway, I should say. He overtakes fourth place now, and he's going to bring him to the white flag. One more time to go for your leader, Wyatt Smith.
And Wyatt Smith goes down to the backstretch for the final time. He'll come off of corner for the double checkered flags. Wyatt Smith, your winner.
Smith is going to win it. Ethan Smith comes in second there. Not a lot of action, or not really any action at all there. I mean, a couple changes there back in that pack between third and fourth. But other than that, nothing really to comment on about this race. Just from start to finish, it was all Wyatt Smith dominance there.
He'll go to the front stretch, get that victory lane picture, and pull it into the pit area, and we'll get the final feature race out onto the racetrack. It's the Open Micro Sprints.
The top chatter. Sun's starting to set. Still a perfect racing environment here for these karts. Going to be a very interesting feature, and we talked to a couple of these guys in the interviews, and they're ready to go to war for this division here, trying to get some points here on a beautiful Thursday night.
So the point leader going into this one is the 96 of Brennan Hager. He rolls off third for this one, and he's got 2 wins on the season. Definitely want to keep an eye on.
Yep, and here they go. Time for you to do the intros.
Starting on the pole for this one out of Hagersville in the 24K, that's Kiana Teal. And her outside, the 770, that's Cameron Olm, rolling off third. Out of Welland, the 96, that's Brennan Hager. Rolling off fourth out of Ancaster in the 16 machine, that's Campbell Baker. Rolling off fifth out of Brantford in the 88, that's Riley Mercer. And his outside in the 11, that's Norm Brunette out of St. Thomas. And rolling off seventh out of Simcoe in the 13, that's Race McConnell at his outside. That's the Hurricane Hayden Anacoke in that 9H machine, and rounding out the field out of St. Thomas, the 73 of Alyssa Burnett. Which it looks like she's driving the 11 machine there.
Yeah, they must have swapped cars there in those, from the pink monster to the blue monster car.
Trying to get that thing fired.
Couple problems. I mean, we seen Alyssa had problems with this car in the. Well, I mean, we've seen this car constantly stopping there. Of course, definitely some problems going on with the vehicle. Not a slow vehicle at all, but a lot of problems with starting, and they're constantly working on the car there. Trying to figure out what's going on there. Taking a look right in front of us. They're going to get back in the buggy here as the opens will keep pacing around. Looks like problem solved there as she'll rejoin the field in that beautiful blue 11 machine. White flag is out. We're ready to go. Kiana Teal and Cameron Ohm going to lead them to the green flag here. And it looks like the 11 of Alyssa Brunette has another problem and goes to a stop at the entrance to turn 3 here.
That'll hold the start of this feature event.
A lot of anticipation build up here for this feature, you know. Definitely one way to get everybody on the edge of your seats, you know, by keeping them pacing around. Should be good now as she'll rejoin the field. Really flying on that outside line now. Looks like she's ready to go.
One more lap till we go green. On the pole for this one, 24K Kiana Teal and Cameron Olm on the front row. Ready to get this one underway. They'll go down to the backstretch for the final time. This is the Cool Kids Ice and Water Open Micro Sprints.
Double green flags ready to roll here. Kiana Teal will take that gold machine flying down into turn 1.
Here goes Olm down to the inside. He'll try and stick the nose. Teal shuts the door into 1, or into 3 rather.
Teal flying on that high side. Nobody can catch up to her. Olm making a rush down the inside, and it looks like he will try to make a move. Still can't catch up to her, and now it looks like he's got it done. He'll take first place there.
Olm, your new leader. Brennan Hager looks to the inside of Teal. Teal shuts the door into 3. Hager keeping it on the low side there of Teal.
Teal went a bit too wide there at the start of that, allowed for her easy pickings there for Cameron Ohm. Looks like she realized the mistake, and she's going to get it fixed now, not letting Hagar there catch up and take second place.
There goes Hager down to the inside, trying to take second. Teal swings to the outside. They're side by side down the front stretch.
Yellow flag is out there, and looks like Alyssa Brunette will spin around in that 11.
That'll bring out the caution flag. Good battles there between Ohm, Hager, and Teal, who's been very dominant here in this race.
Yeah, I mean, Teal started off super strong there, but from what it looked like to me is she was going really, really wide on that outside lane and just allowed for Cameron Ohm to swoop in right from under and to follow that short path to take the lead there. But it seems like she recognized her mistake, and now she's flying on that inside now and will look to recapture that first place position.
And Brunette will join the tail end of the field here. Believe we'll go one more time till we go green.
White flags out for the 777. One more to go. Seems to be ready to roll here. Ohm is going to take him to the green flag. Here we go. Spread out a little bit, flying down to the inside. Kiana Teal is going to run on that outside lane, trying to overtake that first place position.
Teal looked like she almost went around there, but held on to it. Here goes Hager back down to the inside. He'll take second on the backstretch.
Hagar overtakes Teal in that 24, in that 96 machine. Teal going super wide there, allowing for anybody to really pass through. All continuing to hold that lead there. He's got a bit of a gap as the caution comes out again in the same spot for the 11 of Alyssa Brunette there. 11 getting the call for the black flag. Causing a little bit too many problems, so it's time to pack him up and send him home.
Go back to a single file restart. Good racing so far. You can tell Brendan Hager really wants another win.
Yeah, he's battling for that spot there. And Teal has fallen back 2 spots. I know she's probably angry and wants to get those 2 spots up and put it back in victory lane.
Gonna push that 11 into the pit area. That will end her night.
White flags out for these cars, and to restart the last bit of sprint car racing for the week as the powwows here this weekend. So no racing on Friday, and green flags out here for Cameron Ohm.
Ohm leads them down the backstretch. Brendan Hager in second, Kiana Teal in third. Teal looks to the outside, not able to make it happen on the front stretch.
Teal trying to take back that second place spot now, can't get it done, but now she's got to hold off the 16 of Campbell Baker as he's going to try and make a move down onto the inside. She'll hold him off, but he's going to fly through that inside and take third place from her.
Ohm has been very dominant this feature race. He's been out front the whole time. It seems very untouchable here tonight.
Yeah, nobody's been able to catch up to Ohm there. Oh, yellow red flag is out. The 24K Kiana Teal flips there right in front of everybody. Wow, that was a violent flip there.
Gonna make sure she's all right and get her tip back over.
Super fast response here from everybody. And wow, what a wreck. That was. Did you see if there was any contact there, or?
No, I did not. I was watching Ohm there and caught the tail end of that.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, I saw the car in the air, but I'm not sure if she made contact with anybody there. But gonna keep taking a look.
She was doing so well there in that feature event. Definitely not a good sight to see.
Yeah, I mean, disappointing to see the car crash there, especially as looked like she was just trying to catch up the mojo and take back that second place position there. Still taking a look there. Red flags out, and now we can see they're going to try and roll the car up. Not too much visible damage on that car, but definitely doesn't look like it'll be racing anytime soon.
So I'm pretty sure I did one over here. I'm almost positive it's up here. Anyway, I put his in there.
We'll get everybody fired back up. It's good response time by everybody. Make sure she was all right.
Yeah, that was quick. I mean, before she even landed from the flip, you could hear red flag and everybody start to stop there. So super fast response time, like you said. Hopefully going to get everybody fired back up pretty quickly here. And we'll finish out this race, hopefully with a bang, and we'll see a lot of action going on here. But Cameron Ohm's just been unstoppable tonight. I mean, nobody can really catch up to him. As soon as the green flag drops, and he's gone. So hopefully this red flag will kind of do something and allow Brennan Hagar to try and catch up.
They all had to get by some tough fields there, and Ohm just kind of already had that time to get away from everybody, and after that, there really isn't much catching him. He's got clean air and just slicing through the field right there.
Yeah, he was just absolutely flying. So everybody's fired back up, gonna get them bunched together, and it's time to start rolling again.
16 better than 9, 16 better than 9. Okay, line up shift. The driver's gonna come for the white flag this time by white flag this time.
One more lap till we go green. Ohm sitting out front, Brennan Hager and Campbell Baker, the top three.
Three fast drivers here. Coming around for the final time. It's time to go racing here as Cameron Ohm will take him to the green flag here.
Ohm leads them all down the backstretch. Baker all over the back end of the 96 machine. It's the cross flags, 10 laps left to go.
Ohm, as soon as the green flag was dropped, he immediately creates a massive gap there. Hagar is now creating some separation on the third place at Campbell Baker there. Nobody can seem to catch up that top three, single file from first to last.
Ohm with a really good gap there on the racetrack, and really that is about it for going on the track right now.
Yeah, nothing really going on here. Ohm is just absolutely flying right now. Nobody can catch up to him here as the track starts to slick up a little bit with these micro sprints.
Should be creeping up on 5 laps left to go.
Looks like we got a bit of a battle here between that 9H of Hayden Nanakoke and the 88 of Mercer there, as that seemed to fizzle out, as now we see the 5 to go sign. Ohm continues to hold that massive gap there on Hagar, and Hagar seems to hold another big gap there on Baker. All top three have massive gaps between each other, and then an even bigger gap there to fourth place.
Ohm, the man out in front. He's only got a few more times around, and he'll take the double checkered flag.
Two to go, sign for Cameron Ohm and the rest of the field. Laps are winding down here, not looking like there's any chance for anybody else to put it in victory lane other than Cameron Ohm, as the white flag's out for Cameron Ohm and the massive lead on the 96 of Brendan Hagar.
That 770 down the backstretch for the final time. He'll go into 3 and out of 4 to the double checkered flag. Cameron Ohm, your winner here at the Ohsweken Speedway. Brennan Hager in second, and Campbell Baker rounds out the top three.
the rest of the field. I'm going to cross through the finish line there, and Ohm is going to park it in victory lane. Hagar with some words for Ohm there before flying down the back straightaway. And what an interesting event. I mean, we usually see a lot of action there, but we didn't see a lot tonight. I mean, not a lot to talk about there because Ohm was just on fire. So
It was really all just single fly racing on the back half of that feature event, and Ohm comes out on top with that feature race win.
yeah, we'll see how this will affect Brendan Hagar there as he holds the point lead. But Ohm has just been super dominant tonight, and there's not, like you said, not a lot to talk about. Super single file. I mean, nothing bad to say, but nothing really amazing to say either about this class tonight.
Well, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in on GeForce TV to watch the micro sprint racing here tonight. On behalf of the Stars family, all staff at Ohsweken Speedway, and on behalf of Jackson Jeffrey, I'm McLean Callan saying so long. We'll see you all next Thursday night.